Quite a snowstorm out there today. You know, one thing to do when you have a snowstorm going on is make soup. Let's make shrimp chowder. It's really handy having the cooked shrimp in the freezer. I'm using the 12-ounce bag of cooked shrimp that's peeled, deveined, and the tail off. The extra small makes it great to make it bite-sized for soup. Putting it in a bowl, and then we're going to defrost it in a microwave. We're going to use 2 carrots or 2 handfuls of the baby carrots. I'm going to cut those fine, and then we'll dump all the veggies together in a big bowl. 2 stalks of celery. We're going to cut the celery fairly fine. All these veggies are going to make a very nutritious soup. Next, we need 2 potatoes with the skin on. Pick off any of the bad spots. Traditionally, chowder is a thick soup with lots of vegetables, potatoes, and seafood. Cut those in bite-sized pieces. A whole onion. We want to cut these in fine pieces. We want 3 tablespoons of butter. We're going to melt this in a large saucepan or a Dutch oven. I start with the onions, and when the onions start to get a little see-throughy, then I start adding my other vegetables. The shrimp is fully cooked, so we don't add that to the very end because we don't want it to get tough. The shrimp, after it thaws, is going to have some water. And as you see, we've got a little bit of broth from that. I'm going to fill up the rest, 4 cups of water. And that's about 4 cups of water and shrimp broth. We're going to season with a bay leaf, a ½ teaspoon thyme, a ½ teaspoon paprika, a ½ teaspoon pepper, and I use just a sprinkle of cayenne pepper, but you can add a lot more if you like it spicy. And we need a teaspoon of salt. Now let's give it a stir. And then we're going to put the lid on and let that simmer for about 30 minutes. While that is cooking, we're going to make our white sauce using 1/2 cup of milk. I'm using almond milk. And any kind of milk works. And a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. And you always want to put flour into liquid when the liquid is cold. Otherwise, it definitely will get lumpy. Okay, now we just let that set aside until our 30 minutes is done with our simmer. Okay, 30 minutes later. And it looks like it's done. I am going to test to make sure that those potatoes pierce easy. Yep, totally. Carrots, yep. I do want to take my bay leaf out. Okay, now we are ready to add our white sauce, which will thicken the chowder. It doesn't take long when it's so hot. It thickens up pretty quick. But I always let it cook at least a minute to get any starchy flavor out from the flour. And just before we serve, we add our extra small shrimp. Let's let those shrimp just heat up just a little bit, and then we'll be ready to dish it up. And since it's a snow day, I'm going to use my good china. This is Lana, Shea, and Iowa Mom. Thanks for watching. Oh, and you don't have to wait for a snowstorm to make this soup. If you'd like to see more of my videos, go to youtube.com/@IowaMom. Then click on the video tab for a whole list.